I'm known for rambling too much, so let's just get into this. I already have like a video about this matchup. I've probably like linked it to you before, but I'll just recommend it again. I haven't like added that much to the matchup relevance, but yeah. In my opinion, this is a matchup that Cammy gets to control space pretty easily with some of the larger buttons. Medium kick and roundhouse are pretty good at controlling space in this matchup, and the approach can be EX dive kick. Like, Zangief can EX lariat a lot of the jumps, but specifically fast EX dive kick from a fairly close range or like a decent range or whatever is like a tough thing for him to contest. So low forward drive rush, and also Zangief, like, just his natural kit is not necessarily the strongest at stopping forward movement in neutral, okay? Because, like, Zangief's strongest tool, if another character would stop a drive rush or forward movement by doing, like, say, crouch medium punch drive rush, Zangief doesn't have an option like that. Zangief's best tool to stop drive rush would be stand light kick drive rush, which doesn't convert very strongly because he either has to go for an immediate reset, so he does no damage into an immediate reset with drive rush crouch jab, or we'd have to go for a lariat that gives him a bit of damage, not that much, doesn't give him real Oki, etc., or he would have to spend even more meter, which is never worth it for him. So, like, his drive rush checks are stand light kick drive rush or crouch light kick stand jab drive rush, both of which are, like, strong for him. You know, he gets in, he starts mixing you up, but, like, they're weaker than an average character would stuff a drive rush from you. So, not, like, if you do drive rush into larger buttons, like drive rush stand heavy punch, for example, that's when Zangief can start countering it more because he can armor it with stand fierce, he can do stuff like that, but the most preemptive thing that Zangief can do is crouch medium punch buffer into drive rush, which is a very rare thing for him to do. You don't see them use that button that much, just because it's not convenient for doing anything other than just dissuading you from drive rushing. So, forward approach, just forward space approach, is not that bad against him. He can consistently stuff it, but he can't threateningly stuff it, you know? So yeah, controlling space like this, EX dive kick is really good, and then yeah, low forward drive rush especially are all very good. So this is a no-brainer, and then what happened? Okay, double dash into wake up drive reversal. That's fine. I actually don't think you need to neutral tech here, because I think that, like, Zangief gets better Oki if you neutral tech. He can meaty you with, like, a button, and then he can put you into some kind of mix immediately afterwards, which is not ideal. You don't want to be in range for him to get, like, drive rush forward knee, so you don't want to have to respect his drive rush medium punch or his forward medium kick. So I do think, even though you give up a lot of space, it is worth it to back tech off of the drive reversal here. So yeah, the only things that are, like, a requirement in the matchup to deal with consistently are to, like, whiff punish that. That's, like, the only thing you really have to whiff punish is forward medium kick. Everything else is, like, can be whiff punished, but it's not a complete necessity. That's fake safe jump. Yeah, EX lariat forward jump is a fake safe jump. You can anti-air that even if he empty jumps. It's a lazy man safe jump. It works against some characters that don't have frame 1 invincible anti-airs. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, kind of a late stand heavy kick. I don't think that was, like, matchup unfamiliarity. I think that was just, like, you know, a mistake of the observation. And then, yeah, what happened after that? You block the jump in. One thing I will say... Oh, by the way, Zangief is one of the characters that has the easiest time mixing you immediately after a jump in, because the block stun from his jump in buttons is auto-timed, so that forward heavy punch is like an immediate frame trap afterwards. There's no manual timing. A lot of characters you can get away with holding up or mashing after blocking because they have to manually time their buttons afterwards. Zangief does not. All of his shit after jump-ins is totally auto-timed. But one thing I will say is, against Zangief, it's worth it to delay drive reversal sometimes. If you do end up blocking one of his jump-ins, it'll automatically deal with the three most likely things he'll do, which is forward heavy punch, SPD, or down forward throw. And the way Zangief works, and the way his body and walk speed works, even if... Okay, this is more relevant to if he does cross-up splash, like jump down heavy punch splash. He is not in a position where he can walk backwards and shimmy you. So he kind of has to do something. He's basically, like, you will very rarely see a Zangief, like, commit to blocking, not just an EXDP, but the much slower delay drive reversal. So, delay drive reversal works very consistently against Zangiefs after you end up blocking a jump in that you didn't want to. Yeah, I highly recommend, like, relatively frequently doing delay drive reversal on his jump ins. At least a couple of them. Like, Zangief doesn't need that many opportunities because of his high damage output, so if you deny him, like, a couple of opportunities, that's, like, good enough to make it much more consistent. And the thing about drive reversal against Zangief is that, like, you would naturally think of it as a bad thing because he can punish drive reversal if he does block it with heavy or EX SPD. But the thing about that is that because he doesn't get any better Oki from punish counter SPD than he does from regular SPD, it's not actually that, even though it does more damage than, like, any other character, it does, like, the most damage from any character that you would take from a punish on your drive reversal, it's not actually as threatening as, like, another character that has a 6-frame medium. Like, Kimberly or Akuma or, Terry has... God, I should know this. Yeah. Or, Terry or whoever. All the characters with, like, 6-frame medium punish counters that go into full combos, they are actually more detrimental to be hit by than punish counter heavy SPD. Because of the corner carry, they always put you in the corner and have strong Oki and regenerate them tons of drive gauge. Whereas Zangief's just does... Punish counter SPD just does damage, but that's the only thing it really gives him. Yeah, Zangief will rely on perfect parry more than another character would. He will go for perfect parry a lot. This scenario is a weird scenario, the down back throw, because it is a guess if he has drive rush available for crouch strong drive rush. It's kind of an interesting one. In this scenario where he's +3, it is just a guess. However, the SPD is worse than taking the... In this place where you're pretty close to the corner, SPD versus Hellstab single hit confirm is, like, kind of equal in their threat level. Maybe Hellstab is a little bit worse. But yeah, in these scenarios, it's just like, Zangief is a character that you can mix up your defensive options against a bit more consistently because, like, for instance, you can more reliably drive reversal against his drive rushes like this because, a lot of his offense is not safe to drive reversal. You know, he's not going to pressure you with, like, quick lights that recover and let him block it or whatever. like a lot of other characters will accidentally just end up blocking drive reversal. Doesn't really happen as much for him. But yeah, in this scenario, I will say this is just kind of a rough guessing situation, because if you EXDP'd and he blocked it, he could kill you easily. If you drive reversal and he blocked it, he could kill you with punish counter EXSPD. And this is like acceptable, but okay, yeah. So drive rush, light kick, DI. One of those kind of like gimmicky things. Off of SPD, Zangief can do drive rush, meaty, crouching heavy kick, or crouch medium kick, which is, if he does crouch medium kick, it's safe to the wake up drive impact. He can do drive rush off of SPD. He can either do meaty sweep, drive rush sweep, or he will do drive rush heavy punch, which is like, does a couple things differently. It's like safer on block, and it doesn't get a knockdown on normal hit, but it does on counter hit. It's not a super common thing you see him do. Or he will do a drive rush into a slight delayed either crouch medium kick or stand medium punch. And much more commonly is if you remain quite stationary after his SPD in fear of him doing drive rush sweep, they will start stealing frames by doing drive rush and then a later forward medium kick to get back in. Generally speaking, if you block low for like the first 4 or 5 frames or so after getting up and then walk backwards, you will avoid him being able to do SPD, and you will have more time to do a delay action to interrupt something else that he does after drive rush. And then at that point, if he does something like drive rush light kick into something else, usually if he does light kick, he's going to do it into another drive rush or a drive impact or an EX running bear grab, all of which are things you can kind of anticipate. Yeah, so that is like the only thing that's like an absolute necessity to like whiff punish and punish him for. And then you can just kind of beat him with better buttons and backwards movement. What happened here? That was just a lucky hit and a nice confirm off of him, but it's not a bad situation yet. It's fine. I have to go back to the drawing board for this. I do think it is worth it to take guaranteed drive reversals, even if you're not in that much off of a scenario. And I do think drive reversal is guaranteed on stand medium punch. Double check that. I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different button. Nice whip punish, and then slide. That was good. See, that's the... yeah. Only error is covering that offense with the anti-air. So, like, that's not even a Zangief thing. That's just, like, any character, if you, like, give up a turn by not covering the jump after a forward throw, then that'll be a rough scenario against anyone. Hey, what happened after this? You did this, which I like. Yeah, that's fine. Another thing is, yeah, after you block headbutt, I would say there's no merit in doing an immediate crouch jab. It's quite dangerous to do that, actually. I would say do, or there's rough merit in doing it. Against a better Zangief player, it's uncommon that you would see them not either frame trap you or block the crouch jab. But I would say, doing a slightly delayed block delay into crouch jab after blocking headbutt, or doing a late drive reversal, a really late drive reversal after blocking headbutt, are good ways to deal with the mix and dilute his potential options afterwards. Because everything else that he does after that, he'll have to commit to. Even if he's stealing turns, he has to commit to stealing those turns. Like if he wants to steal another headbutt, it'll still lose to delay drive reversal. It would have been nice to, I guess, probably would have been worth it to go into level 3 here. Or, I'm assuming that's why you did the spin knuckle. Yeah, I think you probably have, like... I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to just go for it. I mean, it's not like, it's not a scenario that's that important. I don't know. Saving the super is not, like, the most vital thing. Okay, so yeah. Clear, like, gigantic error on the, that. Minor optimization, it doesn't really matter, and this punish is perfectly fine. But in this range, you are close enough, I think, to the corner to do the stand heavy punch target combo into light spiral arrow and get the medium uppercut in the corner, which is more. It's more reward. So yeah, every single scenario that you've blocked a jump in, a delayed drive reversal would have won. Every single one he's done so far. So anyways, this scenario got a little messy. Okay, you tried to shimmy with the neutral jump, and then the awkward jump-in buttons clash like that. And then, yeah, like I said, a lot of his stuff after jump-ins is very auto-timed. It's very easy for him to just do stuff mindlessly in the headbutt. So this was actually really bad for you against a better Zangief player, because as you can see, he's plus 15 on trade. A good Zangief player should be prepared for headbutt trades because he can just get another headbutt off of it and just continue the combo. So this was actually you eating, like, almost the rest of your life if he had optimized, but he didn't. Okay, that looked like a, yeah, some silly error. And then inputted, I guess, crouch block at that moment. It's not worth it for, it may be worth it. Yeah, okay, it kills, yeah. I was like, if it doesn't kill, it's not worth it for him to do that, but... yeah, Zangief CA is a thing. So I think just a lot of unnecessary errors, and like all of everything he got was just from like jumping, either on defense or in neutral, pretty much. See, like that's fine. That'll happen. It's not that bad. Just back roll it. This is a matchup where you want to avoid Oki. You want to avoid him getting Oki from things, primarily. So back roll is necessary, but then just come back and take up that space afterwards. The problem zone for Zangief in neutral is when he's far enough away that he can do an empty drive rush and not get hit by your crouch medium kick or crouch medium punch. So you want to be a little bit closer than that so he can't just do like drive rush into like a far stand medium punch and have it be an issue for you to contest. So yeah, standing a little bit closer than that is fine. And then, but at that point, just like move in and out. Again, quick EX dive kicks are quite strong. And this guy has shown a very frequent propensity to just do buttons into drive rush without like buffering or confirming them. He just does them. Oh, another thing. Stand jab is quite good against most of Zangief's buttons. Walk up stand jab is really good against him. You can whiff it in front of his face, or you can get it to the tip end of stand jab. It's quite good against all of his buttons. Nice-oo. Okay, let's see this scenario. Yeah. Drive rush. Basic conversion. One thing is obviously against any character that doesn't have an EXDP or functional supers. You can do like you can do different drive rush options. Like you could do you could drive rush and then do a delayed drive rush crouch fierce, and then you could like mix him after that. You have a bit more flexibility, and you can do trickier mix-ups. So yeah, I think if you're in mid-screen, it's worth it to spend a drive rush, because you will always get like a drive rush, crouch fierce, stand fierce target combo. If you're in mid-screen, a drive rush combo will always give you the stand heavy punch target combo into spiral arrow into spike in the corner. So it's worth it to do, like, say, off of here, off of seeing the whiff, it'd be worth it to do drive rush, stand heavy punch, which with the drive rush and the punish counter lets you get crouch heavy punch, crouch medium punch, drive rush, crouch fierce, stand fierce target combo, light spiral arrow, medium uppercut in the corner. And that would cost like 3.5 bars. So that would put you about like here. So this is one thing that happened. I think you could have converted this probably. I might be misremembering the spacing. I think that's close enough to do a conversion. I'm pretty sure. It certainly looks like it. Yeah. Yep. Probably. Yep. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good against Zangief. Stand light kick buffer. He is wider than most characters, so sometimes it can be like, it can accidentally hit him on block. And yeah, I do think that, again, Zangiefs are gonna try to perfect parry a lot, because, like, it's just kind of the character. Like, his win condition is getting a perfect parry into back throw you into the corner, and then he's, like, 2 guesses away from winning. Or if he anti-airs you once trying to jump out of the corner, he wins. So, like, it is a very common Zangief winning round to get his ass kicked, get put in the corner, get 1 perfect parry into a back throw, and then, like, that's his condition for winning. So, I think throw him even more than you would throw a normal character with no EXDP. The other thing is that unless the Zangief gets really, really loose with just throwing out random, sudden, like, wake-up SPDs, it's not that dangerous to just walk at him. Like, again, like I said, that same thing with other characters, like normal characters have a crouching medium punch drive rush that they can do. Zangief doesn't have anything, like, stuff that's really like that, you know? So, like, it's not, if you have him cornered, it's not that unreasonable to just, like, walk all the way up and just throw him from there. Like, the worst thing you're going to run into, most likely, is crouch light kick, stand jab, drive rush, crouch jab, and then he can mix you or something, or try to back throw you. If you, you know, evade that mix or whatever, it's strong, it's relatively strong mix, but it's not, like, a strong conversion, and it costs him a lot of drive gauge to do that. Which, if he doesn't have it, then, you know, you can just back off. Like, if you're here, if his drive gauge is this low, the only way that he can stop your forward movement here is to either try to jump over you when you walk up, which would be what a strong Zangief would probably try to do. Or, if he wants to stop you, he'll have to do, like, crouch light kick, stand jab, drive rush, he'll burn himself out, and then even if he does mix you up, you can just mash backdash. The worst thing you'll take is, hell stab into lariat, and then he can't get Oki from that, and then you just keep backdashing. Oh, I've told some of the other Cammy guys in my Discord about this, about Cammy's, like, optimal burnout pressure routes. I'll send you some video on that. What was this? Okay. I will say, off of this scenario, like I said, okay, 2 things about this scenario. When you do a raw drive rush, you put yourself into a penalty state that lingers for a really long time, which means that if you override it with another, or if you double it up with another drive rush action, you actually save drive gauge overall a little bit. So even though... And this is a scenario where, like I said, if you're in mid-screen is the perfect scenario where if you land a hit and you have plenty of drive gauge, just do a drive rush cancel because you will get the full corner combo every time. So because it's a little bit scaled, it's scaled because of it starts with a light, but it makes up for that fact by the fact that it's a drive rush light, which means that you can save some net drive gauge by spending more drive gauge in the immediate combo. Again, this game functions weirdly, so that's just the case. So it would be totally worth it. Mid-screen like this, you're not going to get the full corner. It's worth it to drive rush cancel this, crouch medium punch, and do crouch fierce, stand fierce, target combo, light spiral arrow, spike, or just do like the back roundhouse route because he was standing. So yeah, when you get those hits and you have plenty of drive gauge in mid-screen, like 1 or 2 hits or whatever, and you're like totally in the middle of the stage, just do the drive rush cancel. It's just generally better. Also, a small note point, but it would become relevant. The longer you can make a combo when they have full drive gauge, you also get extra value because normally when you're comboing someone, they're regenning drive gauge, but if you make them a really long combo while they have full, you're wasting drive gauge that they can't be regenerating. So if you did the full combo with the crouch strong, drive rush, crouch fierce, stand fierce, target combo, light spiral arrow, you would be essentially wasting probably like 80% of a full bar that he could have been regenerating if he wasn't already full. So that's another one of those niche things where it's like, it actually does kind of make a difference. It makes it up a difference of like it'd be worth like adding an extra 250 damage to the combo. The fact that he's full, and if you did an extended combo, he wouldn't be gaining the other benefits of an extended combo. So a bunch of like niche little things all add up to make it so that would have been a good conversion to do into drive rush. But the main thing is that you're in the middle of the stage. Again, I do think it is good to backroll these because he does get drive rush Oki off of this, and he is threatening. See, if he was better, he would have single hit confirmed this second hit of this target combo into the third hit, which is totally doable and not difficult to do. So, yeah, you don't want to be preventing him from getting immediate Oki is the most important thing. Your main value as a character and as a matchup against Zangief is that you can abuse the screen space against him. It's always worth it to exchange screen space in exchange for not giving him pressure or Oki. It was a nice attempt. Yeah, that would be the right button to like go for with punishing those. He really should have confirmed that. So that was a big drop from him that he didn't combo that fully. Oh, this is a thing. I'm glad you did this. You reminded me. I talk about this in my video. Neutral jumping at exactly this distance is really good against Zangief. He quite struggles to deal with this. Level 1. I will say, in this scenario, you landed neutral jump. Now, low forward is fine. I will say this is a scenario where level 2 is good. So the exact combo would be doing this drive rush roundhouse, jump cancel the drive rush back roundhouse, air level 2. After the air level 2, micro walk forwards, hit him with another raw back roundhouse, then do drive rush, stand heavy punch, target combo, light spiral arrow, and then by then you'll have reached the corner and you can do an uppercut after that. I will demonstrate that. Let me put a note document somewhere. Jump, heavy kick. It's a good place to spend level 2. Okay, I kind of mind blank there. Yeah, it's trying the same thing. Again, like he's such a feast or famine character. Again, 90% of what he's going to do in the corner is either just sit there and block, take a couple of throws, try to get your patterns, or he's going to try to perfect parry so that he can get a back throw, or he's going to forward jump in case you try to throw him. And he hopes that you won't be able to anti-air after you whiff the throw. Because his jump, as Zangief, his jump arc is different from other characters, and so anti-airing him after he forward jumps your throw is different than anti-airing other characters, so you have to practice that separately from everyone else. It is totally doable. Again, there's no problem with anti-airing him after he forward jumps your throw, but you do have to practice specific things against him. The timing and execution of it. But yeah, that's why Zangief is like a base level, like, raw, malicious Zangief. That's all they're gonna do on Wake Up, is either just sit there, take throws, fish for a perfect parry, or just hold up forward. And yeah, again, see, just the rotation of 3 options. He just tried to get the perfect parry there. Because that's his win condition. If he jumps over you, he gets that perfect parry. Like, that's like his... Yeah, that's all he does. Again, he's like, alright, if it's a throw, I got my moment. Fuck yeah. And then again, all he did is the same thing every time. He just does the jump, splash, and then he does headbutt because it's an auto-time frame trap. And he's just always autopilot because it's so easy. It's so easy. Again, like I said, again, you can anti-air this. You just have to specifically practice against this. And 2, late drive reversal really works very consistently against Zangief's jump-ins. And I do think it's worth burning yourself out to defend yourself against Zangief. Now again, you have not represented a lot of air approach so far. The thing about the air approach in this is EX dive kick is really strong. He struggles to anti-air EX dive kick. And the best thing about EX dive kick is that if he tries to anti-air regular dive kick, he will probably do so with EX lariat. However, if you EX dive kick and he's late on he tries to EX lariat and he's just slightly too late, he will lose the 2 bars for the EX lariat and still get hit by the dive kick. So that makes him not want to spend the drive gauge to anti-air, and then once he stops trying to spend the drive gauge to anti-air, his anti-airs become much less threatening. And also, his anti-air is like, he has to anti-air with EX lariat, he just has to, so it is one way that, even though he anti-airs and it does a lot of damage if it hits you and he gets Oki off of it, if he's good, the thing about that is, 1, it takes a pretty good Zangief player to anti-air with you with EX lariat and then get a drive rush into an immediate meaty SPD. It's pretty difficult to do the drive rush into the meaty SPD after he anti-airs because it requires a precise buffered delay buffer SPD input that's like awkward to do, and people like that, like 1500 MR is not going to be doing that. So you'll notice a tendency for them to just not SPD you on Wake Up in a lot of scenarios. That is technically possible for him to do so because it requires sharper inputs. And 2 is that you can kind of manage Zangief's drive gauge in a way that, like, he wants to EX lariat anti-air you, but at the same time, it is a way in which you can fuck with his drive gauge, because you can basically force him to have to spend 2 bars, or just sit there and block your jump-ins, if you do the air approach. So if you have like a life lead or whatever, and he has like low drive gauge, you can force the issue by forcing him to anti-air with EX Lariat. And if he does EX Lariat and it burns him out, and he doesn't have drive gauge to do drive rush afterwards, he doesn't get Oki off of that. So anyways, all that is to say, all he does is hold up forward or down parry. This is the Zangief way. This guy embodies the character, truly. Okay, so yeah. Dive kicks are quite good. Like, quick, sharp dive kicks will beat meterless Lariat. And EX dive kick, again, is just basically free neutral. Man, he really tried to headbutt punish that. Damn. Anyways, let's see what happens here. Right. Obviously, in Burnout, that's not going to be... Okay, so this is another fortunate thing. This is just like, you're lucky that Zangief players are not very tech savvy, because his mix becomes shitty. As you can see, he just did headbutt into Hellstab. For, even though in Burnout that becomes a true block string, so that's not even mix. So, because Zangief players don't know how to differentiate their pressure when you're in Burnout as opposed to regularly, you can escape scenarios just because they're not mixing you very effectively. Okay, so yeah, this is one of those things. So one of the most important things, this is like the first time it's been really relevant, one of the most important things is when you're kind of close to Zangief, just mash backdash. Just mash backdash. Even if you get clipped by like a small button or a light or something, just mash backdash. And if he ever does knee to try to hit you at the spacing, if you've mashed backdash, you will just backdash it, and then you can just whiff punish it free. That should kill, if he has the combo. Yep. I can see a missed execution on a dive kick there. Okay, yeah. It is important to do the... This is one of the reasons why, for Cammy specifically, even more than other characters against Zangief, for Cammy specifically, I think this is a matchup of abusing space, of abusing forwards and backwards movement. Like, if you hang out and do stuff that he can't deal with, you make all of his shit whiff by abusing backwards movement, and then you abuse your forward movement that he has trouble dealing with, like walk up, crouch medium kick, drive rush, EX dive kick, etc., walk up roundhouse, that kind of thing. It's a convenient scenario for him. Also, Zangief is one of the few matches where forward heavy kick is actually pretty good, because even if you don't cancel it, Zangief does not have a convenient punish to forward heavy kick, because he's not like a normal character that can just do button drive rush and get something good. And forward heavy kick will like auto whiff punish a lot of Zangief's mediums. So again, okay, perfect combo here would have been drive rush, stand fierce, crouch strong. So crouch fierce, crouch medium punch, then another drive rush, into, actually, scratch that. The ideal combo here would be a level 2 combo. Ideal combo would be, yeah, drive rush, stand fierce, punish counter, back roundhouse, jump, cancel, jump level 2, drive rush, crouch fierce, drive rush, stand fierce, target combo, light spiral, or medium spiral, rather. But anyways, if you weren't going... A normal combo here would have been, like, drive rush, stand fierce, crouch strong, drive rush, crouch strong, stand fear, or crouch fierce, stand fierce, target combo, spiral arrow to reach the corner. Oh, right. This is also quite convenient against Zangief. As, yeah, doing jumps, safe jump stuff like that he can't deal with. Beautiful. Okay, this, again, it's just not the most convenient thing for Cammy to, like, use super in a smart way. Like, I personally think it's worth it to just spend the super when you have it. She doesn't generally have, like, amazing places to use super most of the time, so... Except for in specific matchups or if you're given the opportunity to react to something with super, especially level 3, it becomes good. But other than that, it's, like, not fantastic. I do think it is quite risky to try EX Knuckle against Zangief. Because again, like we said, what is Zangief going to do on Wake Up? Okay, one, if he does block it, then you're in a very dangerous situation. But two, what's he going to try on Wake Up? Tap parry. He's going to try to perfect parry. Parry will auto-block the EX Knuckle for him. Even if he holds it for like even a tiny fraction of a second. Yeah, stuff like that works really well against Zangief. Because, one, Zangief as a character really wants to walk forwards at you. And, like, it's very annoying for him if he has to constantly walk forwards and then walk backwards to deal with you walking forwards. Back roll that? Yeah, good. But that, you can stay close to that. After you back roll, just get back into this range where you can, like, fuck with him. And, again, the thing that wins the matchup is, like, the forwards to the backwards movement. So, like, stab in with roundhouse, then mash backdash. Move forwards and do stand jab crouch strong, like walk up stand jab crouch strong, then mash backdash, or walk up stand light kick drive rush something, some pressure, mash backdash, etc. By the way, Cammy's stand light kick will is convenient in the matchup because stand light kick will beat the armor of stand heavy punch, but it does not get low crushed by his knee, his forward medium kick. So it's a nice middle ground that beats both of those options. But anyways, yeah, so again, the in and out is very good. You can get stab in, mash backdash. It's really fucking annoying for him to deal with you being kind of close and then just mashing backdash. And again, mashing backdash just really helps you auto-win against those forward medium kicks, stuff like that. And then, yeah, and he starts trying to challenge with stuff like this that will lose to your crouch strong and your low forward. Oh, if you do medium hooligan, you won't side switch. If you do medium hooligan, it's the same thing, but you won't side switch if he neutral techs. Yeah, again, he has to EX Lariat anti-air. If he's not EX Lariat anti-airing, dive kick is free. Yeah, unnecessary, I think. I understand the vibes, but... Oh, also, again, mid-screen, it's worth it to drive rush cancel. Now, your drive gauge was, like, pretty low, but, like, I think you can get quite low against Zangief, and he can't do that much about it. So long as he doesn't perfect parry back throw you, which you can avoid by altering how you pressure. And, like, unless he does, like, headbutt or something, like, on wake up, he's not going to do a button that damages your drive gauge. If he wakes up with a button, it'll probably be, like, crouch light kick or crouch jab or something. And then you can just mash backdash and you can escape him even if he tries to do headbutt or something. So yeah, those sorts of mix-ups are unnecessary and, like, give him what he wants, I think. Nice. Oh, here you could have confirmed this into drive rush, back medium punch, charge heavy spiral arrow to side switch, and then level 1 to put him in the corner. So you could have done that, or easier one if you're like worried about the space. Now, back medium, if you hit him airborne here, which means the drive rush heavy punch would not have worked probably. Unless he was high enough, but I don't think he was. But drive rush back medium punch is very consistent, even if you hit him in airborne state. But if you weren't prepared to drive rush, you could have also just done EX Spiral Arrow to side switch and then level 1 to put him in the corner. Both of which are extremely high value, extremely optimal combos. Not quite optimal. You can get like 100 or so extra damage by your final drive rush. Up to this point, it was optimal, but your final drive rush, do stand medium punch, crouch heavy punch, crouch medium punch level 2. Don't ask me why it works, but it's always optimal. Stand strong, crouch fierce, crouch strong level 2. That doesn't matter. They're literally irrelevant. Okay, yeah. So that, again... Oh, right. I was in the middle of making a point. One of the reasons why I think backwards, like, abusing forwards and backwards movement is especially useful for Cammy to, like, use backwards space to win all the footsies interactions is because shit like this, her ability to side switch is quite good because she can get plus... Okay, one thing. Zangief is not good at dealing with cross-ups, partly because he has slow walk speed, partly because his anti-airs don't hit cross-up, but most importantly because he is wide. He is very wide. Okay, he's much wider than any other character. Or, he's one of the big body types. And he's taller than Honda and Blanca, who are the wide characters in the game. So, because he is the widest, tallest, and he's quite slow in the walk speed department, it is very easy to even get kind of close to him at plus frames and just forward jump over him, and because he's very wide and walks slowly, it's very difficult for him to walk out of cross-up range. So you can be like almost point blank and still forward jump, and you can still hit him with a cross-up. So it's quite easy for Cammy specifically to side switch against him, because all you have to do is do anything that gets you plus or even 0 at like pretty close to him. So like drive rush crouch light kick, forward jump. EX dive kick at his ankles, forward jump. Low forward drive rush, jab, great, forward jump. Or low forward drive rush back medium punch in at the +3, then forward jump. That's a scenario. In all of those scenarios, he can only stop you from escaping the corner by doing a jump back, which is not convenient for a character with a slow jump to do. So anyways, and also because to beat bullshit like this, where he just does light kick, drive rush, crouch, jab, to beat that shit, you need to be pumping in the EXDP, but the problem with Cammy specifically is that it always side switches and doesn't give Oki, so it's more valuable to do it when you've put yourself closer to the corner, which is one of the other many reasons why I think this is a matchup where using the space behind you to win neutral is better than, like, attacking him directly all the time. Like, back up to, like, this range, and then, yeah. Backing off makes him, like, whiff all of his shit, then you get whiff punishes, and it's really fucking annoying for him to... Staggered, again, stand jab, really good against Zangief. Staggered jabs like that, walk up, stand jab, really good. Yeah. All that stuff, very effective in the neutral. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes, just back roll, it's fine. And then, yeah, worry about that. Usually... Okay, here's the thing about Zangief's drive rush. Zangief's Drive Rush, if he does just raw Drive Rush at you, the safest thing for him to do is actually stand Medium Punch. It's less safe for him to just Drive Rush into crouch blocking, because his hurt box, he Drive Rushes too far forwards, and his hurt box is extended. Whereas if his stand Medium Punch has a really retracted hurt box, that makes it ideal. It's more ideal for him to whiff Medium Punch than it is for him to just Drive Rush into blocking. Which is why, when you outspace his Drive Rush, it's good to look for him to whiff things, to whiff punish them. He may whiff Crouch Jab, which is even safer for him to do, but oftentimes you'll see him whiff stand Medium Punch because it's just such a good, generally safe thing for him to do. And yeah. That's like his most common Drive Rush thing. It's just really good. It just genuinely is really good, but like, you'll see it a lot, and it'll make it easier to react to it and whiff punish it. Situations like that. See, that will happen all the time. Anytime Zangief lands like a little clip, if you're far away from him like this, just start walking backwards and look to like whiff punish knee, stuff Drive Rush, or like anti-air jump, because those are like the three things. Zangief is going to try to get like a little small interruption in your neutral with like a light or a medium poke, and then he's going to try to knee, Drive Rush, or jump. And so, if you get interrupted by a crouch light kick when you're quite close to him, just mash backdash and then look to stop those three things. If, like, you're in a situation like this, yeah, just walk backwards and then look to interrupt those things. And yeah, or whiff punishing those knees will be like, you do have to be wary. Like, it recovers for a long time. It's not hard to whiff punish, but you might slightly misjudge the spacing because he looks like his hurt box should be more extended than it is. Like here, I do think a stand jab would have still reached here, but his hurt box is not all the way up to where his knee is visible. His hurt box is like, ends like right here. And yeah, neutral jump at this range, really good. It's really good against knee, really good against stand heavy punch, and good against headbutt, and it's good against forward jump so long as you react first. And like, he has tools to anti-air neutral jumps, but they're quite hard to use. He would have to precisely anti-air with stand heavy kick, which is annoying for him because he can't hold forward to walk forward to stand heavy kick, because then he would get forward heavy kick. So he has to spend an extra like frame or 2 or 3 going from walking forwards to neutral to get stand heavy kick, and it just makes it not the most convenient thing to stop neutral jumps. So yeah, that's the only thing that's important to whiff punish, because if you don't whiff punish it, he gets in. Like, he gets to at least, like, fuck with you and make you guess and do stuff that will, like, beat you. Like, I have beaten so many people by just whiffing knee and then just doing tap parry to perfect parry their next button that they do. Yeah, so knee gives him a lot of opportunities to do shit if it's not whiff punished. Oh, what was this off of? Oh, right. Not a meaty. So, yeah. I think he wanted to kill... I think he wanted level 3, but he only got... Actually, I can just look at his inputs. Forward. No, he just did 1. Weird. I don't know why you wouldn't do level 3 here. Like, if it misses, you're gonna lose anyways. And if it hits, you're gonna win. Plus, the invincibility helps when you just did a dash forwards. I don't know why he didn't do level 3. A real Zangief player would have definitely level 3'd there. Tragic. Look at this tragic figure. This tragic hero. Damn. Oh, yeah, you want to cancel that into, like, a knuckle or something. Cancel it into a knuckle or, like, a hooligan. Both are annoying for him. if you cancel it into light spin knuckle or into like light or medium hooligan, into like an overhead or whatever, all of those options are fucking obnoxious for him to deal with. But like, you can eat that, and that's not too bad. Like, that could be worse. Again, the perfect remedy to both lariat knockdown in a drive rush is like to crouch block for the first couple frames and then walk backwards, and that makes it very hard for him to SPD. He could have SPD'd you if he just waited a little bit longer, but if you had done crouch block for the first frame or a couple frames or so, then walk backwards, it's very hard for him to SPD you. Oh, yeah. One thing is, if you dive kick a lot, he'll start... some Zangiefs, myself included, will start preemptively trying to deal with dive kick using just, like, charging stand fierce as soon as you go into the air, which you can beat with just normal jumps, and you can punish quite heavily. Yeah, drive rush crouch short, very good against Zangief. He doesn't have convenient low crush stuff that he can just do on reaction to things, so... Yep. He tried to anti-air with... Oh, that's the other thing. He tried to anti-air with Fierce, but if your dive kick is spaced at his ankles, Stand Fierce still won't beat it. It'll break the armor if it hits him low in the ankles. So, like, I get away with doing Stand Fierce against dive kicks by preemptively walking forwards closer than the Kami players expect, and also just because I'm not fighting against Kami players with the sharpest dive kicks, usually. Okay, again. When you're, like, in the perfect middle of the stage, even from light conversions, it's worth it to drive rush cancel. Drive rush, stand jab, stand heavy punch target combo. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth the extension. When you're in the middle of the screen, drive rush cancel combo. So yeah, again, Zangief players are looking to, like, get a little tap, and then they're going to either try to whiff punish you with stand medium punch. They're going to, like, sit for a second, and then, like, tap stand medium punch, see if they get a counter hit. They're going to knee, they're going to drive rush, or jump. That's, like, the main, like, rotation of things. So if you just get tapped like this, just start walking backwards or mash backdash. And those are the safest things, and half of the stuff that Zangief does, you can just punish. If it whiffed. If you walk backwards or mash backdash and it whiffs, the knee, anything like that, you can just punish. And punish hard as well. And there's no risk. If you ever get tapped like this, there's no risk to mashing backdash. There's literally nothing you can do. It may or may not be worth it. I'll leave this up to your discretion. It may or may not be worth it to drive reversal his stand fierce when you block it. It is a guaranteed drive reversal point, and you can knock him down and get more screen space. Use that information how you will. So again, the Zangief archetype. So again, even if your dive kick is minus, all he can really, or zero, all he can really do is check you with this. He has two options. He can either drive rush cancel, spend a lot of meter to do, like, not a lot of damage, and hope for just something better down the line, or try to reset you, and any reset that he does will lose if you mash backdash. The only reset here that wouldn't lose if you mash backdash here is him canceling this crouch jab into, like, EX running bear grab. That's the only thing that will, like, catch you if you just sit there blocking and also catch your backdash. So yeah, even doing dive kicks that are 0 or negative, it's still not that risky because you can just mash backdash And, like, his threat level is not that great. And even here, after you take any hits in close range, again, mash backdash. What's he gonna do? Mesu. Could have been Stand Fierce, but that's fine. That was not a punish, I don't think. Because I'm pretty sure that's a setup that's safe to drive reversal. Yeah, not a punish counter. You just weren't blocking. You just go ahead and, like, practice that to make sure that you're always blocking after those. And that you only do a different action if you confirm the actual blocker hit. Yeah, again, whiff knee. Whiff knee is like 90% of how Zangief's play neutral. Okay, so yeah, whiff stand fierce. It's also important to whiff punish stand fierce. It's a little bit harder to whiff punish than, but it's easier than his mediums, and it like gives you lots of reward. And it's important to discourage him from using fierce because that's his furthest button. It helps him control space at the furthest range in his footsies. It's just it's a really useful button for him if he isn't worried about it getting him in trouble. So, whiff punishing knee is the most important thing. Whiff punishing stand fierce heavily is the second most important thing. And then everything else is just like mash backdash and then kind of anti-air him and then it's fine. Yeah, that stuff works quite well. Oh, should have been level 2. Fine. So again, delay drive reversal, pretty consistent, works against most Zangief players. Have you, like, you will not frequently find Zangief players that, like, pause for a second after they do a headbutt and then look for something else. Usually, the first delay drive reversal on a Zangief's headbutt is pretty much 100% free. They will not try to deal with delay drive reversal after headbutt until they've seen it at least once or twice. So again, that's all he can get. Again, after roundhouse, this is convenient because you can mash your own stand jab, and like the worst you're going to take is just a little counter hit like that, at which point, again, you can walk backwards or mash backdash. Or even neutral jump, because at that range, you're at a good space where neutral jump is annoying for him. Sweep is, like, it's good, but, like, it can be. It depends. There's, like, a nice, precise range where... Now, ideally, this is hard for, like, even really good Zangief players to do, but the optimal punish here would have actually been punish counter light kick straight into level 2, which is a combo. I've never seen a Geef do that, but that would be optimal. Probably would... Level 3 would have been nice there, I think. You have the first round, so you can get an advantage in this. You would have burnt him out. I don't know what that was. Oh, also, you could have DI'd this after landing. I know that you were, like, confused about messing up the combo, but yeah. You could have DI'd that, guaranteed. Yeah, that will just be generally effective. Like low forward, drive rush, crouch fierce, so like delay crouch fierce against characters that don't have EXTPs. Yep, okay, because again, middle of the screen, full drive gauge, drive rush cancel. Gives you a combo all the way into the corner. Again, here you have still not quite engaged the throw loop, so that's fine. Again, most of these scenarios, okay, off of knee especially, like, not drive rush knee, but off of regular knee. See, he's only +1 here. So the threat is either full SPD or crouch light kick, stand jab, EX lariat, which is way less damage and costs him a lot more. So off of most of these mix-ups, SPD is way more threatening than just his strike. So again, mashing backdash, generally good against a lot of these weak sauce scenarios. That's a scenario where you do have to guess. But he messed up his setup. And again, any of these things that he does on block, like late drive rush knee or forward heavy punch, they're all scenarios where the success rate of delay of block, then delay drive reversal is going to be quite high. Okay, yeah, that guaranteed DI. If he tries to anti-air you with Stand Fierce, you can come down with any button so long as it's not jump heavy punch, and you are guaranteed to DI it. Literally guaranteed. There is no scenario where DI is not guaranteed after you armor it, after you land and he armors it. Okay, again, -3. What's he gonna do? Smash backdash. So overall, you're like this is all fine, but one thing is that you've not represent, like, his strongest attribute is his, like, offensive sequences and stuff, and you have never represented, like, an arsenal of defensive tools. Like, I don't think you've done a single EXTP against these guys. You might have done like 1 or 2. I have a terrible short-term memory, but you don't EXTP very much. You've not used any drive reversal or late drive reversal or whatever. And like, that's a good way. Again, Zangief needs only a few opportunities, and you can use your defensive options a couple of times in a match. You can rob him of his opportunities just as easily as you can rob any other character in the game of their opportunities. It's just more devastating to Zangief when it happens. Now, when he does get you close to the corner, EXDP becomes riskier because he does have one of the highest damage EXDP punishes in the game. Only in the corner, though. In mid-screen, his EXDP punish, no significantly better than any other character. Beautiful with punish. Cover that. So that, again, quick dive kick. Zangiefs are not players that are like used to like doing normal throw in scenarios like these, and in sudden surprise scenarios, a lot of them are not prepared to input an immediate SPD. So when you do a dive kick that's clearly 0 or negative on block, 90% of the time, I would say this is like a guaranteed perfect parry point. 80% of the time, they're going to do crouch light kick. Yeah, exactly. It's really fucking annoying for Zangief for you to cancel forward heavy kick into Hooligan. Risky. He could have killed you there. I don't think you did anything that bad in this matchup necessarily, or this round. Some of it is just like the damage output is what it is. Yeah, a little misspace in the dive kick to hit the place where he doesn't have armor on that. And the fact that you had never de-incentivized him from using anti-air stand fierce by DIing him with normal jumps. Yes. Perfect. Again, drive rush cancel would have been better. Again, if you're in mid-screen, even off of this light kick, drive rush cancel will get you to the corner, and it's worth it, especially if you have full drive gauge. Oh, by the way, that isn't even really worth it. Doing that. It's kind of worth it. It doesn't really matter. It's basically the same as doing the stand heavy punch combo. Target combo. Okay, this is a scenario where I do think drive reversling this heavy punch would have been good, because you get a corner knockdown. Okay, guaranteed drive reversal point. You've not done a ton of, like, you're not using your drive gauge all that much a lot of the time, and you've not done a ton of, like, just walk up low forward drive rush like you would against a normal character, you know? It's effective, you know? You can force stronger mix than you would against a normal character that has a DP. And it makes his neutral more annoying, because his buttons don't generally lead to full damage. Yeah, that's just a clear bad habit. That's like, there's nothing more complicated than that. Yeah. You look a little stiff, like, in your movements and your, like, slow reactions to certain things that you're clearly, like, looking for. He's flailing a lot of stuff. Half of the stuff is stuff you can literally just ignore, like medium kick, crouch medium kick, whatever. Stand fierce and like knee and jump are like the only big things. He doesn't do raw drive rush. Like, he should probably, but he's not doing a lot of raw drive rush, like drive rush, crouch jab or something, so. What was this? This was off of target combo, right? If this was off of target combo, this means that this is a meaty slide. You could have gotten level 3 off of this, for one. You could have gotten level 1, or you could have gotten medium spiral arrow. Yeah. Probably a misjudgment. Not gonna kill. Not even gonna be that close to killing. But burnout is not like the worst thing ever. Except in the fact that 1 SPD and you're dead, which is a problem. Yeah. Yep. Alright, let's go to training mode and look at that, that burnout sequence. The level 2 combos are just like, I don't know. Oh wait, shit, no. They are what they are, it's fine. The much more significant thing would be the, what am I talking about? The drive rush cancels in mid-screen. Like so. But, right, I was gonna talk about the drive rush pressure. So the looping pressure, the best looping pressure that you can get is, so any stand fierce you can do can go into, light knuckle is the safest because it's a true block string, therefore they can't just wait for you to try to do a spin knuckle and then pump and react to it with a invincible super. So light spin knuckle would be the safest thing to do. So if you just do like low forward, like any light spin knuckle gets you in basically. So any button Like crouch medium kick into light spin knuckle, gets you in. They can't interrupt it, or it'll trade with a 4-framer and you can get combo off the trade. And then once you're +1, you can do stand jab, drive rush, back medium punch. And this will let you do crouch fierce, stand fierce, light spin knuckle again. Now if you have, let's say you have full drive gauge. Full block string. Full block string, there's no points to interrupt without invincible supers. So, and at any point you can steal turns in there. For example, off of stand heavy punch, you can steal some frames by doing heavy spin knuckle, which lets you get this, into that, into that. You can steal this. You can do stand jab, drive rush into the stand fierce, which will let you get an extension into that, which will let you steal a bit of drive gauge that you wouldn't have normally been able to. And you can steal, and if you don't, and you can steal some frames by doing that, the stand jab into crouch strong, even though there's a gap, you can steal a turn there by getting another spin knuckle. So it would be like, let's say you do stand light kick, drive rush, back strong, blah, blah. You can steal a little turn there, etc. That is like Cammy's optimal burnout pressure. Alrighty, yeah.